Have you ever wondered how the architectural style of New York City has evolved over centuries? Let's delve into the genesis of New York's architecture. The birth of New York's architectural style can be traced back to the 17th century with the Dutch colonial style, a testament to the city's humble beginnings. The Dutch settlers, hailing from a country known for its brick and stone houses, brought with them an architectural style that was distinct and unique. The most prominent features of the Dutch colonial style were the gambrel roofs, an innovative design that allowed for extra room at the top of the house, making it an efficient use of space. These roofs, with their two slopes on each side, made the houses easily identifiable and gave them a character all their own. The Dutch were known for their craftsmanship, and this was reflected in the construction of their homes. Brick or stone was often used, which not only provided substantial protection against the elements, but also added an aesthetic appeal that was hard to ignore. The Dutch colonial houses were sturdy, practical, and stood as a symbol of the settlers' determination and resilience. These homes were also characterized by their symmetrical layouts and modest ornamentation. The interiors usually featured a central double Dutch door, which could be opened in two halves, and large fireplaces designed to keep the homes warm during the harsh winters. The Dutch colonial style was not just about functionality. It was a representation of the settlers' way of life, their values and their aspirations. It was a style that was rooted in practicality, but did not shy away from showcasing a certain level of sophistication and elegance. This early architectural style, with its distinct characteristics and practical designs, played a significant role in shaping the city's architectural landscape. The Dutch colonial style was the opening chapter in the book of New York's architectural history, setting the stage for the diverse styles that would follow in the coming centuries. The Dutch colonial style, a testament to the city's beginnings, laid the foundation for New York's architectural journey. Moving into the 18th century, New York saw an influx of the Georgian style. As the city began to flourish and expand, it embraced this style, which was characterized by its balance, symmetry, and classical details. The Georgian architecture, named after the four British monarchs from the House of Hanover, George I, George II, George III, and George IV, who reigned in succession from the early 18th to the early 19th century, made its mark on New York's architectural scene. This period saw the city's buildings taking on a more refined and elegant look. The Georgian style was heavily influenced by the classical architecture of Greece and Rome, and this was reflected in the design details. Buildings were often built with brick or stone, with multi-pane windows arranged symmetrically around a central door. The roofs were typically pitched, and they often featured chimneys at both ends. The Georgian style was not just about aesthetics. It also reflected a societal shift towards order and refinement. This was a time when society was becoming more structured, and this was mirrored in the balanced and orderly design of the Georgian buildings. One of the significant Georgian buildings that remain in New York is the Morris Jumel Mansion. Built in 1765, it's the oldest house in the borough of Manhattan. Its symmetrical layout, multi-pane windows and hipped roof are classic elements of the Georgian style. It's a piece of the city's history, standing as a testament to the architectural influence of the era. Another fine example is the Van Cortlandt House in the Bronx, constructed in 1748. This stone building showcases the Georgian style's love for symmetry, with its central entrance flanked by evenly spaced windows. These structures, amongst others, contribute to the city's rich architectural history. They serve as reminders of a bygone era, a time when New York was just beginning to develop its unique identity. They show how the city has evolved over the centuries, adopting and adapting different architectural styles along the way. The Georgian era, with its symmetrical beauty, added another layer to New York's rich architectural tapestry. As we continue this journey through the history of New York's architecture, we'll see how the city's style continued to evolve and adapt to new influences and trends. As we step into the 19th century, the city's architecture was graced by the ornate Victorian style. The Victorian era, named after Queen Victoria of England, painted a new aesthetic on the canvas of New York's skyline. This period was characterized by a plethora of architectural styles, each with its unique charm and intricacy. Gothic Revival, Italianate, Second Empire, and Queen Anne styles were among the prominent ones, each contributing to an impressive and diverse architectural landscape. Gothic Revival, as the name suggests, was a resurgence of the medieval Gothic style. It was characterized by pointed arches, steeply pitched roofs, and intricate ornamentation. In the heart of New York, these structures stood tall and proud, their spires reaching for the sky, evoking a sense of awe and majesty. Next came the Italianate style, inspired by Italian Renaissance architecture. This style was marked by its symmetrical facades, tall, narrow windows, and most notably, the decorative cornices adorned with brackets. The Italianate style added a touch of European elegance to New York's cityscape, a testament to the city's cosmopolitan nature. Then we had the Second Empire style, which originated from France under Napoleon III. It was known for its mansard roofs, elaborate mouldings, and ornate dormer windows. These structures presented a grandeur that was both imposing and regal, exuding an air of sophistication. Lastly, the Queen Anne style brought an eclectic mix of features to the table. It was characterized by asymmetrical facades, multi-story towers, and expansive porches. The style was whimsical and exuberant, reflecting the optimism of the era. Each of these styles, with their distinct characteristics, brought a unique flavor to New York's architecture. They brought diversity to the skyline, with each building telling a story of its own. They brought complexity, with their ornate details and intricate designs, and above all, they brought beauty, transforming the city into a living, breathing work of art. The Victorian influence, with its diverse styles, brought an ornate complexity to New York's architecture. The dawn of the 20th century ushered in a new era for New York's architecture, the rise of skyscrapers. This was a period of unprecedented change, a testament to the city's relentless ambition and unyielding spirit. At the heart of this architectural revolution was the advent of steel frame construction, a technique that transformed the face of New York forever. Steel frame construction was a game changer, enabling architects to go beyond the limitations of stone and brick. This new technology, coupled with the influence of the Chicago School, proved to be the catalyst for the development of skyscrapers. The Chicago School, known for their innovative approach to design and construction, played a significant role in shaping New York's architectural landscape. The Flatiron Building, completed in 1902, was one of the city's first skyscrapers. With its distinct triangular shape, it was a marvel of engineering and design. Standing tall at 20 stories, the boldness of its design, the sheer audacity of its height, captured the imagination of a generation and symbolized the city's upward ambitions. Less than a decade later, the Woolworth Building was erected. Standing at a staggering 55 stories, it was the tallest building in the world at the time. The Woolworth Building, with its ornate Gothic design, was more than just a towering edifice. It was a symbol of New York's economic prowess and its unyielding spirit of innovation. These iconic structures marked the beginning of a new chapter in New York's architectural story, one that would see the city's skyline dominated by towering skyscrapers, each one a testament to human ambition and ingenuity. They were the forerunners of what was to come, paving the way for the city's skyline we know today. The rise of skyscrapers forever changed the city's skyline, symbolizing New York's continuous growth and ambition. In the heart of this bustling metropolis, these soaring structures stand as enduring reminders of New York's architectural evolution and its relentless drive towards the sky. From the mid-20th century onwards, modern and postmodern styles took center stage in New York's architecture. As we delve deeper into the 20th century, we witness a seismic shift in architectural styles. The modern style began to emerge, characterized by a strong emphasis on simplicity and function. This was a departure from the ornate detailing and grandeur of previous eras. Instead, architects started focusing on clean lines, open spaces, and the use of new materials like steel, glass, and concrete. Two iconic buildings perfectly embody this modernist approach. The Seagram building, completed in 1958, is a prime example of the international style. The brainchild of Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, this skyscraper is renowned for its bronze exterior and use of glass windows, exuding an air of sophistication and minimalism. Next, we have the Guggenheim Museum, an architectural marvel by Frank Lloyd Wright. This building deviates from the traditional museum design. Its spiral structure and open interior defy convention, showcasing Wright's belief that form and function should be intertwined. However, as we move towards the latter part of the century, a reaction against the austerity and uniformity of modernism began to take shape. This reaction gave birth to the postmodern style. Postmodernism embraced decorative elements and historical references, often in a playful and ironic manner. It challenged the rigidity of modernism, reintroducing color, ornamentation, and varied shapes into architectural design. A perfect example of postmodern architecture in New York is the AT&T building, now known as the Sony building. Designed by Philip Johnson, it's famous for its Chippendale top, a whimsical response to the flat-topped modern skyscrapers. These contrasting styles, modern and postmodern, demonstrate the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of New York's architecture. They reflect not just changes in aesthetic preferences, but also the shifting social, cultural, and technological landscapes of the time. With every new style, New York's skyline continues to evolve, shaping and mirroring the city's vibrant and multifaceted identity. These contrasting styles, modern and postmodern, demonstrate the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of New York's architecture. As we enter the 21st century, New York's architecture continues to evolve and surprise us. The cityscape, brimming with an array of designs from the past, now embraces a new breed of architectural wonders, reflecting the dynamism of the contemporary era. In the dawn of this era, New York saw the advent of green architecture, a response to the growing concern for the environment. This approach focuses on energy efficiency, sustainable materials, and a harmonious relationship with the surrounding environment. The city's skyline started to show signs of this change, with buildings incorporating living walls, solar panels, and other eco-friendly features. Yet, the contemporary era is not solely defined by green architecture. Deconstructivism, another architectural movement, has also left its mark. This style, characterized by the fragmentation and manipulation of the structure's surface, challenges traditional architectural norms. It creates a sense of controlled chaos, adding a new layer of complexity to New York's architectural landscape. As we delve into the influence of digital design techniques, we cannot ignore its significant impact. The advent of computer-aided design has allowed architects to push the boundaries of form and function. Complex curves, intricate patterns, and innovative structures have become more feasible, paving the way for iconic contemporary buildings. Speaking of iconic buildings, the High Line and One World Trade Center deserve a special mention. The High Line, a park built on a former elevated railway, is a brilliant example of urban revitalization and green architecture. On the other hand, One World Trade Center, standing tall as the Western Hemisphere's tallest building, is a testament to resilience, symbolizing New York's ability to rebuild and rise from the ashes. The contemporary era, with its innovative and sustainable designs, points towards an exciting future for New York's architecture. As we continue to navigate through this era, one thing is certain: New York will keep surprising us with its architectural marvels, each new design adding another chapter to its rich architectural history. New York's architectural history is a fascinating journey reflecting the city's growth and evolution. From the very genesis of New York's architecture, we saw the Dutch colonial style setting the foundation. The quaint, pitched-roof homes of the early settlers were a testament to their ingenuity and resilience, a reflection of the city's humble beginnings. Then came the Georgian era, where New York transformed with grandeur. The balanced, symmetrical structures, adorned with ornate details, painted a picture of a growing city embracing elegance and sophistication. As we moved into the Victorian influence, the city's architecture bloomed with diversity. Gothic Revival, Italianate and Second Empire styles stood side by side, showcasing New York's burgeoning cultural richness and architectural prowess. The rise of the skyscrapers marked a pivotal chapter in New York's architectural history. The city's skyline began to reach for the heavens, with iconic structures like the Flatiron Building and the Empire State Building becoming symbols of ambition and progress. The modern and postmodern styles introduced a new phase of architectural innovation. The cityscape was redefined with sleek lines, glass facades and bold geometric shapes, a testament to New York's adaptability and continual reinvention. And now, in the contemporary era, we see a harmonious blend of the old and the new. The city's architectural landscape is a living, evolving entity, merging history with cutting-edge design, tradition with innovation. From Dutch colonial to Georgian, Victorian to skyscraper era, and modern to contemporary, each architectural phase has left an indelible mark on the city's skyline. Each style, each era, tells a unique chapter of New York's story, reflecting its growth, its resilience, and its ceaseless quest for innovation. From humble beginnings to towering skyscrapers, New York's architecture tells the story of a city that never stops reinventing itself.